So the theme of this year's Academy Conference is Making a Difference, Are We? And I want to welcome all of you to this year's Community Forum. My name is Michele Shusterman. I am a parent. I have a daughter who's 9 years old. She has CP, and you'll probably see her at some point today. I'm also the founder of the resource website and blog, CP Daily Living, and I'm the president of the new nonprofit CP Now. Last year, CP Now began with the release of the CP Toolkit, which you will find copies of on your tables, and it's a comprehensive diagnosis resource guide for families. The mission of CP Now is to optimize the health, wellness, and participation of people with cerebral palsy and their families throughout the lifespan. And I have some information on the tables. You're welcome to join us online. I encourage you to, and to learn more about our efforts. So it's really thrilling to have you all here, and there is tremendous passion and commitment within the walls of this conference and within this room. I also know for some of you there is pain and grief and confusion and frustration about how to help a child, a loved one, or for our adults to help yourself. The professionals that will be speaking today are some of the most knowledgeable and dedicated people in their field. We are also going to hear from some parents who've become expert advocates and navigators at pulling together resources and support for their children and the greater CP community. Today we're going to be discussing a wide range of topics. We have a really fantastic and diverse lineup of information and things that we're going to be talking about together. And we're going to try to have some engagement, so it's not just speakers addressing our audience, but giving you all the opportunity to interact with the people that are speaking as well, and to share your insight and to ask questions. We will hear from people who are going to bring very valuable insight and the latest understanding about supporting the health, wellness, and potential of your loved one, or how to support your own wellness and health as an adult. And we will have some adults here today who have CP. The theme of this year's conference, as I mentioned, is Making a Difference, Are We? And I'm going to propose today that we think about some different perspectives and variations on this theme. And I don't know if you heard, I had the song Brave playing in the background. And I encourage us to be brave together and considering how we can make a difference in our lives, for our kids and in the lives of other people. And so I'm going to talk about some ways we can do this. And some might be surprising, like the first one, which is for parents, making a difference for your child means taking care of yourself as well. And it's something that parents often overlook. So consider what you and your family need to live your best life. And sometimes it means being brave enough to take a break. Some of us may need to find the courage to acknowledge our need for more rest, respite, or time with our spouse. Perhaps today you can feel safe considering where you may need more balance in your lives. Talk to one another. We have an informal setting, and perhaps you don't know the person next to you, but be brave enough to introduce yourselves and start a conversation so that maybe you can share ideas and support one another. The second theme I would like us to consider is to be brave enough to share your voice locally in your communities. Speak up on behalf of your child or yourself to be included in social and recreation programs. For some of you, this is going to mean that Your child may be the first one to have a disability that will be considered for a program in your community, and it can be very scary to begin a conversation about how to include your child, but it is so rewarding once you find the right set of ears and people who maybe don't know the specific steps on including a child with a disability, but when you have someone open enough to hear you and to work with you to make that happen, it's fantastic. And it's really rewarding for the entire family, and also for the people that are with the child, the other children. So you can also talk to shop owners and city officials about access issues in your community. And you might be surprised. Sometimes you will come up against resistance, but other times people are just really shocked and didn't realize that there were problems that existed that needed to be corrected. So your advocacy can not only pave the way for your family, but it can pave the way for others in your community. And it doesn't always have to be hard. Again, it can start with a conversation. So finally, what are some ways that you can make a difference for our greater CP community? Today we have the opportunity to understand gaps in research and support for CP. And we're going to be learning about ways we can become involved in supporting research and advocacy for CP so that we can mobilize change for our children and for ourselves and for the future generations of children to come. So one example I'm going to offer you is we have some community surveys that are on your tables. We actually have information about all kinds of research that is going on and researchers that want to hear your perspectives and opinions. So that is a way that you can participate in helping to create change for our community. It doesn't always have to be something that's really time intensive. Surveys are very powerful tools. So with that said, I'm gonna be walking around throughout the day, and I'm going to try to encourage all of you to open up and start to have conversations with each other and to support one another.